Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, who is gracious, most merciful, most compassionate, most peaceful, most just, and most loving, I wish you all Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you, Salam Sejahtera, and Kongsi Fa Cai. Beloved Mami, Transfer Dr. Devaki Krishna, Suresh, and Mr. Joachim Hong. It is only appropriate that the student follows the master, because actually Mr. Joachim Hong is my master in terms of interfaith work. Because only in the beginning, when I first was interested in this work, his writings were one of those that inspired me. So he may not know this. But I owe much of my enthusiasm also to his earlier work. And he also preceded me as chairman of INSAF, the Pure Life Society. So it is with humility I speak here in the presence of my teacher. I'm happy to share with you on this topic of religion, spirituality, and interfaith harmony as a contribution to this World Interfaith Harmony Week. I think in Malaysia we need World Interfaith Harmony Week every week.
Yes.
While all over the world, we are often been quoted as a model society, but here at home, we know the picture is not as rosy as we have been made to appear. But it also makes life quite interesting, and it gives people like me, who like to do interfaith work, a lot of work to do. Right? Otherwise, we have to close our interfaith organizations. No work to do. There's so much peace and harmony already. Dear friends, we live in a society where some people believe in God, some people don't, and some people are not sure. So we can choose to fight and quarrel over that issue, but we shouldn't. And among those who believe there is God, is there one God? Or are there many gods? We can choose to quarrel over that, but we shouldn't. Among those who believe there is only one God, is God just one absolute unity, or a duality, or a trinity, or multiparity? We can choose to quarrel and fight over that, but we shouldn't. And for those who believe that God is one, absolute, is He Yahweh, Allah, Waheguru, or whatever name you want to call? You can quarrel over that if you choose to, like what's happening now. But we shouldn't. Now, to avoid going into other people's territory, I will continue mainly talking about Islam so that you all cannot criticize me too much. But before that, if God is Allah, is He the author and inspirator of the Quran, or the inspirator of the Bible, or the Adigram, or of other holy books? We can choose to quarrel and fight over that, but we shouldn't. And if He is Allah, was Muhammad then His last messenger? Or did He send after Muhammad Guru Nanak and the other Sikh Gurus and Baha'u'llah and other prophets who founded other religions. We can certainly quarrel and fight over them, but we shouldn't. And if God is Allah, and if Quran is His final revelation, and Muhammad is His last messenger, and that means if Islam is His approved religion, then is it the Sunni version or the Shia version? We can fight over that, but we shouldn't. And if Sunni Islam is the correct version, which of the different mazhabs or the the schools of jurisprudence is correct? Is it the Shafi'i, the Muslims, Shafi'i school, or is it the Hanafi, the Maliki, and others? And if within the mazhab, like here the Shafi'i school, there's also not one common understanding. Which is the best interpretation and practice? Is it the strict Wahhabi version, or the extremist Taliban Al-Qaeda version, or the colorful and mystical Sufi version, which I have chosen to follow? We can quarrel over that and fight over that, but we shouldn't. So the differences can continue ad infinitum, because there is no one uniform interpretation, understanding, and practice of any religion. So we have many, many, many reasons to quarrel and fight, even within our own faith, if we choose to fight. But actually, there are more reasons not to. So what is my message for this World Interfaith Harmony Week? That is, to achieve interfaith harmony, we should respect the rights of others to believe what they have chosen to believe, and fully agree to disagree within and between our respective religions. Okay, the fights within the religions are usually more intense than the fight between religions. All right, you hear the bombings in Iraq, in Pakistan. Most of them between Shia and Sunni. We can have intra-faith, that is within the faith, and interfaith dialogues. But the ethics of respectful dialogue must always be observed, and we should never deviate from the aim of these dialogues. That is, when we dialogue, the aim should be to remove our misconceptions and prejudice, and to improve our mutual understanding, and to foster peace and harmony between us, and not to win arguments. Right? Often people go into dialogues that turn out into debates. Dialogues and discussions are preferable to debates because in debates, the need to win will often drown the need to acknowledge the truth and reject falsehood. Because sometimes the other person's points is correct, but because you have to win the debate, you have to counter that by hook or by crook. As in politics. Let me share with you some advice that I've been brought up with. Only God knows. And this only applies to those who believe in God, all right? I'm not forcing these statements on those who don't believe in God, right? You can reject everything I've said from the beginning, except that Mr. Joachim is my teacher, and Tan Sri is my mommy. Of course, you cannot reject. So for those who believe in God, only God knows who among us have received the correct guidance and who have been misguided. Each and every one of us, we are firmly sure that you have the truth, as Mr. Joachim said. But only God knows. So therefore, we should not quarrel over the matters that we disagree in these matters of religion. Because the time will come when we will all stand in front of God, and He will tell us where you went wrong, where you went wrong, where you were right, and you were very right, you're not so right. Okay? So let's not quarrel now. Instead, we are to respect and celebrate our differences, so long as these do not go against our own religions. And we should strive to live in peace and harmony. But for those who want to listen, you can preach to them. Or you can share your teachings and your understanding and your religion. But preach with them. Preach to them with wisdom and reason, and discuss with them in the most respectful manners. Try to avoid debates. You cannot force anyone to listen to you. And if they have agreed to listen to you, you cannot force them to accept what you say. There is no compulsion in religion. But once you accept religion, you're also duty-bound to keep the honor of that religion. Right? There's no compulsion in religion, but there is some compulsion to keep the dignity of the religion that you choose. You join any society, you're bound to keep the dignity of that society. You join a religion, you're bound to keep the dignity of that religion. Don't make a mockery of that religion by joining and then doing everything that the religion says don't do. Right? Some people misunderstand that there is no compulsion in religion. It does not mean that you enter into religion so you can do anything you like. No. There is no compulsion to enter into any religion. But once inside the religion, there are rules you need to follow. So my topic is religion, spirituality, and interfaith harmony. What do we mean by being religious? To be religious is to follow and practice the teachings of your chosen religion meticulously. Then you're a religious person. But to be spiritual means to do so with sincerity, humility, and wisdom. Right? Many people religiously follow the teachings of their religion, but do not bring peace and harmony to their lives and community and to the world, because they don't have the correct understanding, and therefore whatever they are doing may be without sincerity. And you don't see humility in many people who claim to be championing religions. How can you be close to God without being humble? And the only way to be spiritual is to have the correct understanding of your religious teachings, so that you grasp the wisdom behind these teachings. And I humbly submit that it is only possible with the guidance of a spiritual teacher who is spiritually more advanced than you. You need a teacher to guide you on the spiritual path. And for those who believe in God, amongst His test on us is to understand and put into practice what it means to be the children and servants of the most loving, compassionate, and merciful God, Master, Lord of the universe. When, by His choice, He has made us into different ethnicities, races, nations, tribes, and also make us born into different religions or no religions. The challenge is each and every one of us to find Him, and in spite of all the differences, to strive to live in peace and harmony with the many differences which you can choose to quarrel and fight over, if I started from the beginning, and now in Malaysia, even God has to go to court. Or we prove to God that we are really worthy of being the children of the most loving God by still respecting and loving one another in spite of our weaknesses. We have quarreled enough over many, many things, and now we are quarreling over His name. We quarrel about what is His religion. We quarrel about what are His teachings. We quarrel about who is really His prophet. But we forget to live out the great teachings, the guidance that will ensure that we'll be living in peace and harmony in spite of those differences. And those guidance are there in every of the great religion, no matter what religion, what religious label you carry. Right? I am not saying that all religions are the same. As a Muslim, I cannot say that. But I can say that all great religions have the same aim. Yeah? All great religions have the same aim. And among the teachings of the great religions are how to live in peace and harmony, how to respect and love your neighbor. It's not saying that only love and respect your neighbor of the same religion. Right? Every teaching, every great religion teaches love for those religions with God. The teachings love God, love good, and love thy neighbor. And that neighbor includes everyone of any religion, no religion, 1 God, 10 God, 100 God, still love your neighbor. So with that as a reminder, I think there are more reasons for us to live in peace and harmony than the reasons to quarrel. So I invite you to live a life of religiosity and spirituality which will give us a life of peace and harmony. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.